Welcome to our virtual eco tour here at Chiswick Park, part 2. Here we are on the margin of the lake. The yellow irises have just finished flowering, and the next flush of colour is our other enjoy work colour, which is a beautiful purple, and purple loose strife is all along this lake margin and comes out at this time of year. This is some new planting at the front of the park, just where you come off Chiswick High Road. We've planted this corner by building 12, the opposite corner by building 1, and there's some brand new planting on the central reservation as well, which was previously just a paved area. So more green, more, less grey, which is great. We've got some fabulous plants in here, things like the echinacea, persicaria, salvias. So we've got some great planting here for the bees, and they'll certainly be out around these on the sunny days. So we've got this beautiful planting at the front of the park of Metasequoia glyptostroboides. They're dawn redwoods, and we've recently been doing some maintenance on these trees, and they've been quite heavily pruned. Nothing to be worried about. It's actually doing them a lot of good. They've got too thick and too dense, so we're having to thin them out as a phased approach. So we did some last year. We've just done this one here on the corner. It looks a bit more like a telegraph pole now, but it's soon going to reshoot and bush back out again. And then next year there'll be another phase through this area. These trees at the High Road end of the park, they are Gingo Biloba, the maidenhair tree, and these trees actually date back to the prehistoric dinosaur days. So the oldest dated tree that's in existence. We have a group of them here and a couple on the other side of the road as well. And these trees, they are a form of the conifer family. They're a deciduous conifer. So they may not look like conifers with needles and pines, but they are a deciduous conifer, so they'll be completely bare in the winter months. Just in the background there, we have some mallards, and the mallards have lots of little ducklings, and they're attracting a lot of attention today. There's 9 of them, and there's lots of visitors to the park. It's a nice sunny afternoon, and those baby mallards are doing really, really well. So you can probably see swimming around here in the sunshine. There's a couple of the carp, and they often forage along the bottom of the lake for food. They love the sunshine and the warm, shallow water. So you'll often see them down this end, the shallowest part, or around the lake edges. There's nothing wrong with them. They just enjoy the nice, shallow, warm water. So we have lots and lots of carp in the lake. Again, they're up here near the bridge at the moment, and we don't feed the fish. The fish live on the natural ecosystem in the lake. There's lots of invertebrates, water fleas, lots of food in there for them to forage for, so we don't need to feed them, and they've lived here for many years and they are very healthy fish. So they're enjoying the sun. So we often get questions about this foam that forms on the lake. The foam is only natural. It's not pollution. It's formed particularly in the sunny weather, and we obviously have a great deal of aeration from the waterfall, which is just over there. So it's perfectly natural, nothing to worry about. This giant of a plant is a gunnera. It loves to grow near the lake edge. It saps up lots and lots of water, has these beautiful big leaves. See the sun shining through this one. And there's one of the flowers. The flowers are just starting to emerge for the summer. And what we have to do in the winter is we have to protect the low part of the plant, the crown, from the frost and the snow. So when these leaves die back for the winter, we fold them down just like a nice big blanket over the plant, and that protects it from the frost, and then the new leaves emerge in the spring. Just over on the lily pads there, we have a moorhen, and I can count at the moment 3 little chicks. So 3 little baby moorhens, and again, enjoying the sunshine up here on Top Lake. Across the park, we have lots of these types of bird boxes, and we put up 6 each year into new locations, and we check the activity in the winter months as well. So we've certainly seen in the past blue tits nesting in this one, and there's many elsewhere around the perimeter and inside the park. So yeah, keep your eyes out for the nesting birds. Please don't disturb them. So when you're near the plaza, we're just on the corner of building 3, you may notice these very small red fruits on these trees. They are cherries. We have 3 of these cherry trees on this side and 3 on the opposite side near building 5. And they are a great food source for the birds. So you might see the birds up here, but the birds love these cherries. So that's their food. We've recently carried out some replanting on the plaza beds, and our team on site have installed this scheme, and some great plants there for the pollinators. Things like Perovskia, Russian sage, just at the front here. A bit further back you have the red hot pokers, Nymphophia, and there's also a number of plants called Rudbeckia, gorgeous yellow herbaceous perennial, and that'll be coming through later this summer, so keep your eyes open for that. And those are our continued upgrades across the park. Okay, so here we are at the wormeries. We have 2 of these wormeries. Each wormery has around 50,000 worms in it. So thousands of worms. They do a cracking job digesting food waste from the park. So we have a whole mix of peelings, tea bags, fruit peelings, banana skins, all those sort of things can go in here. And the worms love them. They produce this wonderful vermicompost, which we then use on the beds and borders around the park. So this is our beneficial insect habitat, and this again is going to provide some great homes for the little mini beasts out there, particularly for the ladybirds in the pine cones here. Bumblebees will nest within this area. We've got the leaf cutting bees. They love all these canes with the holes in. Going down to the lacewings within these slats of wood, and then we move down in these slots here, butterflies and moths. They love to hibernate there in the winter. And finally, solitary bees. They will climb in these tiny holes, and that's where they'll lay their eggs. So yeah, great habitat for many of the mini beasts out there. We hope you've enjoyed our virtual eco tour, part 2. And we look forward to welcoming you back to the campus very soon.